So it's been about 2 weeks since we made our beer, and today it's time to rack it out. Simply racking out the beer is taking it from the fermenter and putting it into the keg. Once we get it into our keg, we connect it up to our CO2 and we blast carbonate it for about 26 hours. Now our biggest enemy while we're racking out our beer is oxygen. So before we made our brew, getting oxygen into the beer for the yeast was a really good thing. Now once we've got a fermented beer, oxygen is actually our enemy. So we'll do everything we can to keep oxygen away from the beer. And the way we do that is a closed transfer, so basically just keeping all of the oxygen out of the line as we go from the fermenter into the keg, and we'll show you that now. So the same as when we were making our beer, we've got to keep everything nice and sanitized. So I've got all the parts that I'm going to use in the sanitizing solution. I've got sanitizer in the keg, so we'll get all that cleaned up and be ready to rack out the beer. So I know the helium balloon shell looks a little bit strange, but what we're going to do with that is we're going to put a tube into the helium balloon. We're going to fill it full of carbon dioxide. So then as we're racking out the beer through the fermenter, it's only sucking in carbon dioxide and not oxygen. Again, keeping oxygen well away from our finished beer. Okay, so we've got our sanitised keg here. What I've done off camera is I've taken it over to my fridge where I've got my CO2. Now I've filled it with CO2 and I've let it out. And I've filled it up again, let it out, filled it up again. What that's done is taken all of the oxygen out of the keg. So then when we do our transfer, we're only transferring in, and again, it's only touching CO2. From there, what will happen is we'll connect the beer line onto the keg and we'll connect our gas onto the gas side. What that's going to do, so as the beer is going into the keg, we're also letting out the CO2 as well, so it can actually fill up without pressurising. So we'll release the pressure in the keg to start with. Till it's almost all the way out. Connect up our beer line, open our beer line. Starts the flow of beer into the keg. As it's flowing out, we've got the CO2 coming in on top, and the same here as the beer goes into the keg, we've got the CO2 coming out, so we've got a closed transfer coming from the fermenter into the keg. So just while we've got this transferring, I'll just touch a little bit again on the oxygen and wanting to keep it out of your brew. So oxygen, once it touches your brew, it can cause oxidization. Basically what that's going to do to your beer is change the taste from a nice, fresh, hoppy beer into something that tastes like wet cardboard. The colour's going to change from something that's a nice amber colour into a brownish hue that's going to go through the beer. So oxygen getting into our beer once we finished fermenting is just something we just want to avoid at all costs. And as we continue this journey of making beers, please drop a comment in. If you want to see any particular beer style, we'll go from anything from pale ale to Indian pale ales to big New England IPAs to even a raspberry sour beer, which is one of my favourites. So stay tuned for some of these videos to come. Okay, so my tasting note for our pure blonde, it ended up being a 5% ABV, so we slightly over attenuated and got a little bit higher. So the aroma is of light malt, and there's definitely that noble character of the Herzbrucker hop coming through. The taste is light maltiness, it's slightly strawy as well, again with that light noble European hop coming through, and it's got a very light bitterness, which is really nice. A little bit more mouthfeel compared to your typical Aussie lager, but overall it's very easy drinking and definitely sessionable. In the future I'd like to maybe play around with the hop additions and even try more citrus or tropical fruit hop like a Citra or even the Aussie hero of Galaxy. So I'm quite sure I'm going to be enjoying this brew for the next couple of weeks. That's our first one done here on Billabong Views. So make sure you join us in the future for more beer videos, where we give you extra tips into your home brew and move into some different styles. And we'll see you next time on Billabong Views. Cheers. So while I got this transfer, I just wanted to touch a little bit on the oxygen and wanted to keep it. So while I got this transferring, I just wanted to touch a little bit more on the aroma. So the aroma is, I'd like to in the future, I'd like to play around with the hops and